everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of Waifu Wars. I am your tsundere sugar mama, Jubidu.
And I am that sexy naked twin that pops out of Drew when he gets stabbed, Sobroni.
Welcome.
I wanted to be creative.
Bitch, it's the way I'm like scanning my brain. I'm like, what fucking anime was that?
What anime could it have been, Drew? There's only one show we're watching that's that. Well, there's two.
Okay, so I guess we'll get there when we get there. Welcome back to Waifu Wars. We talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb, but not to Waifu because she's trash. Anyways, I am tired. And if that's not a testament to how tired I am, the fact that he mentioned something that makes no sense, despite the fact that I watched all the animes, so I'm just like, girl, what are you talking about?
Can't wait till we get there and you find out you haven't watched it, and then I'm like, Drew.
Okay, I'm counting 7. Unless there's an 8th one that we did not. Like 1, 2.
Oh, well, this is gonna be interesting.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, you said I get stabbed and she pops out?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yo, I'm complete blank.
Well, if you know what anime I'm referring to, and I didn't just have a fever dream while watching anime, I guess, then make sure you comment it down below.
Right,
I'm being gaslit into thinking I didn't watch the show.
No, wait, you probably did. You're gonna say it, and it's all gonna click. I'm like, aha! Or it's gonna be those moments where it's just like, oh shit, I did not watch this anime as much as I thought I did. So yeah. So that being said, we're gonna start the podcast as always with our new segment this week in anime. Only you go first because I don't know. I think mine's gonna. I have some takes about my news, so it might lead. It might be filler arc as well.
So, on my side of things, Blue Archive is getting an anime. Woo! This is one of the things I was most looking forward to in the world of anime. But a live stream for the second anniversary of Blue Archive just announced that they will be getting a Blue Archive the animation. It's been greenlit. There's not much more information than that we have yet. They said that they'll release more information soon. And for those of you who are not familiar with Blue Archive, there's a long synopsis in the article, but I'm just going to give my own synopsis. Basically, you are a teacher in this world where the world is divided into different schools, and the students rule everything. But the schools are kind of like gangs and or like corporations. So all these students run the whole world, and they also have like halos, and they all have guns, and they're immortal. So they just literally shoot each other. It's gang wars. It's gang wars, but with high school students that are immortal.
So, but they're students.
Yeah, they're students, and you're the teacher.
So when they say the school's in charge, is it actually the school, or is it just the students that go to said schools?
It's the students. You know how anime does that trope where it's like the student council is like in charge of the school seemingly, and they control everything in the school, even though student council don't really have the power.
So very whatchamacallit it, kakigurui.
Yeah, imagine that, but 10 times more because there's like no adults in the world. So it's also like we're the student council of this school, and that means we're in charge of this entire city, and we run the drug trafficking tree as well, and all this other crazy shit.
So are they involved with like also construction and the infrastructure of their city as well?
Yep.
So are there regular people who like build and do things, or is it just literally just a bunch of lolis?
Other than
a bunch of just girls in general.
Other than the high school girls, the people, quote unquote, the only human is you, and the rest of the people are either like animal people, like animal. What's that game called? Animal no, not Animal Farm. The DS game, you know.
Animal Crossing?
Yes, Animal Crossing. They look like that, like mole people and shit. Or they're robots. There's no other living humans.
And I guess So, and the kids rule over.
Yes, they rule supreme.
Said
Well, technically there are that's spoiler territories, but they're not.
okay.
There's also not other. There's also non-students, non-humans that are in charge of other things behind the scenes.
Okay, I was just like, because I'm just like none of that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
I was
not
like,
again. It'll make more sense when we cover it in the podcast.
okay, that's my
I will say,
segue.
this as someone who's played Blue Archive since release, it has a surprisingly good story depending on which story they choose to adapt. I
Mm,
hope they adapt the quote unquote equivalent of Camelot to the Blue Archive series. Um, hope they adapt that series or that arc. But yeah, the show in general, the game in general, is just really good writing, really good characters. It has some Konosuba tier comedy as well, so I'm looking forward to it.
okay, no, I can't drink this tea yet. So it burns my tongue during this podcast. I'm gonna flip out. And it stays in a very long day. And in my neck of the woods. Um, so do you remember that anime that we kind of like low key mocked? That was because
To
the
be more
kind of thing, because
specific.
it. I know, right? No, we mock a lot of anime. God, I hate us sometimes because I feel
Yeah,
like we're
no.
so elitist. But
Well, we're not though, because then we go back and watch the shows that we mocked, and we're like, oh wait, this is actually good.
exactly. Is this anime called Record of Ragnarok? Does that ring a bell?
I've heard of Record of Ragnarok. I've never mocked Record of Ragnarok.
We definitely did when we
That's a
first started
popular
because
show.
exact. Well, first of all, that's never stopped us. One, and then two, we mocked it because we were just like, "Oh, it's just FGO," but
Oh yeah, okay, now it's ringing a bell.
exactly. So they're coming out with the second season.
Mm.
Um, and they're introducing new characters: Hercules, Jack the Ripper. I
Hmm.
think the only character
Hmm.
I think the only character that they introduced that's not in the FGO series is Shiva.
Yet.
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 Right, yet. And I saw on someone even before I saw the news via NA News Network, I saw on someone's Twitter and they were like so hype about it. They're like, oh yeah, we got Hercules and blah 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 blah. And my instinct was to kind of be like, girl, we already have a series.
We had Hercules like 10 years ago.
Oh, hair flip.
That's so
Um,
2005.
oh, six? I think it didn't come out on six.
6, yeah.
Either way, I don't know. It was very interesting, and I saw the trailer, and I feel like this anime, it's going. Um, I feel like it's going to be, and this is a hot take. This is where it becomes filler arc.
Mhm.
I feel like it's going to be FGO in terms of popularity,
No.
at least on the western side of
Nope.
hemisphere. Potentially, yes.
Well, define what you mean by FGO. You mean like the anime Fate? Like specifically the Fate Grand Order anime?
Not the anime. I think that potentially it could be the series because do you know how many times I talk about Fate to some
Mm.
people who I'm like, you know about, and either their knowledge is very small or they're like, girl, what is that?
Mm.
You would be shocked. Like that, and I know you by your reaction, you'd be like, "Oh my god, there's no way it's fate because it's fate." I, and it's moments like these that make me realize that it's like fate has like a very, it's like big but small community. Like it's big, but it's not as big as we
Listen, if you want to
thought
say
it
it's
was.
like yeah, outside of first off, outside of anything that's not super hyper mainstream like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, I assume no one knows any other anime. If it's not Dragon Ball Z level popular, I assume that most people don't know it. But even
But
within the niche, I will say I think people will be more familiar with Fate than they are Record or Ragnarok.
that is true. I'm saying it has the potential for the Western. on the Western side specifically. I know. I feel like in Japan, it's like yeah. I feel like there's a bunch of people like us who are just going to like I don't know like
Well, as
4chan
far
and
as I know, Record of
stuff.
Ragnarok, I don't think Record of Ragnarok has any waifus, so it'll never be popular as Fate in Japan.
Exactly, but and that's the difference because in the Western area, they don't care as much about it. The- And it's something that I realize now. Like, um, the Western audience, they're definitely more of the order like the
No, see,
order
this looks like a
community.
JoJo ripoff, but also it's not going to be as popular as
Exactly,
JoJo.
but they love
But
JoJo.
it's not going to be as popular as they'll just watch JoJo.
I don't know. I feel like people are they're gonna look at this and they're gonna see, oh my god, a bunch of buff dudes beating the crap out of each other. It's gonna be bloody and over the top. That is definitely geared more to a Western audience.
Listen, I
It
have
is,
no,
and
I have no
like FGO
opinion.
FGO kind of loses in the sense that they lose in the sense that they really just throwing some fun magical bullshit that sometimes borders on not making sense.
I don't know enough about Record Rider. I don't know how much sense it makes, but
Meaning,
something
no,
tells
no,
me
no.
this is
I'm
not
saying
going to
that
be.
about FG. I'm saying about FGO, but I'm saying this anime does not look like it takes a lot of thought. Like it's very it seems very straightforward. And no, it's literally just like a bunch of guys just beating the crap out of each other
Okay,
to
but
like
you're
lose a bunch
missing.
of blood.
Is it
Mhm.
also good and is it also marketable?
Um, it's definitely marketable to the Western. I have to re-emphasize. So again, this is the Western audience we're talking about. We're not
I don't
talking about
know.
East.
I don't think the Western audience will go for it. I mean, it'll be popular. I just don't think it'll be as popular as Fate. That's a tall order.
Right. That's why I said it's a spicy opinion. Only because the Western market, like, I feel like our taste, like as like the people in our Discord, they're weaves. Like we are definitely the minority, and something like I said, something like that is something more on the shonen side is just generally what's popular. Um,
But like, all right, let me put it this
I
way:
don't.
what's it? It's competing against popular shonen though. Like, it's not going to beat out Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, JoJo. Insert any
Yeah,
show,
yeah,
Black Clover.
I don't think it will, but I think this. I just find it interesting because just upon reflection, I feel like this is like I feel like Western people would prefer this. Like this would be like their version of FGO or the FGO that they would probably prefer
I feel like
compared
what you're
to
trying to
what
say is people who like comic books will probably like this show because it's not as sexualized. But my counter would be those people tend to not be as into anime, and this
I
anime
never
is too niche for them to. This is like this weird. It's operating in this weird territory where you have to be into anime to know about it because it's not super popular. But the people who are
right.
already deep enough into anime to know about this kind of show wouldn't like this aesthetic as much as they would like just regular anime shit. Like there is a small group of people who would like overlap. I get like this show looks like something Rich would watch or
Yes,
Chris.
I'm saying in the Western culture, there's a lot. There's more riches than Chris's than there are you and
Yes,
me.
but those people will never know this show exists.
That I, I, that's what I thought.
Like let me put it this way:
That's what I
if you
thought. That's
make
what I thought. That's what I thought. And then I said, "Hold." And then, but it was the fact that some streamer dude who is definitely more like what Rich and Chris watches. He was like trying to talk about this and hype it up, and it got a lot of like likes and retweets. And that
okay,
shocked me. I was shocked.
that's
I know
just
that's
Twitter.
yes. That I mean, but like, how else do people get like Twitter? Twitter's not good for other
Fate
things.
Grand Order NA
Twitter's
makes
not.
like $40 million like a day,
I'm not talking about money,
or a
but I'm
month.
saying
It has a huge. I'm just saying.
you're right. It has a huge following. I'm just saying I was shocked when I saw someone be like, "Oh my god, this show's so great," and blah blah for whatever. So it made me wonder. I was like, "What is like? Could people?" watch this and be like, "Oh my gosh, do we like this more?" Or would this be their preferred version? Or would this be their version of FGO that they would watch? Like, would some people like Rich and Chris
First off,
prefer
we're
this over
assuming like
FGO?
the show is like, I don't know, great. I've never seen neither of us have ever seen a second of the show.
First of all, it's and
For all we know, this is God of High School, and it makes no sense, and it's
this is
just
me being
dumb without being
this is me
good.
being a little shady, but the people in the Western, like they've proven time and time again, it doesn't need to be good to be popular.
I think you just have a little opinion of people.
It doesn't always need to be. It doesn't always need to be good to be popular.
That is true.
I mean,
I think there's just too much
people
overlap.
are literally people are literally still standing for Naruto on the strength of those fights and those fights alone, because they know without it they would have really not have anything
But that's the
else.
thing. Like I said, like I think there's too much
So
overlap. Like as there isn't really anything comparable to Fate in terms of like that niche. Like
yeah. But also,
I
this
feel
is
like Fate's
popular
a
enough to get
perfect
season
storm.
2. That's another reason. This is popular enough to get season 2.
I've seen some really random shit at season 2. Right? I mean, I've heard of this show, so I know it's popular-ish.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not so hidden that it's.
I think it's more hidden than the JoJo.
Yes, it's more hidden. I'm not saying it's gonna be one of the grades. I'm just saying it's very interesting that it gained enough popularity to the point where I wonder, like, is this going to be the quote unquote Western answer
The Western
to
answer.
FGO? Yeah, I know, because that's the way I can. That's like the
I
best way
hope
I can
not.
put it. I don't know. It's just like I said. This is just something that came up to my head when I was scrolling through Twitter, and then I saw it. It was getting season 2, and then I watched a little trailer, and I was like, oh, it's kind loose. Oh god, I can't even say it's like loosely the same concept. It is the bare, and I mean the bare bones, the same concept of FGO, not FGO, sorry, the Fate series. In the sense that it's a bunch of deities fighting for like some prize for some,
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, like the bare. I said bare bones. Like,
I don't know.
so
I just think the type of
it
people
just
who
makes
would
me
watch
wonder.
this show have like 80 other shows that they would go through before they got to this show.
Mhm.
Like they would watch Berserk, JoJo.
Yeah, but
Uh,
those people already watch those shows, though.
yeah, but they would like those shows more.
You're right,
I
but
don't
they
think that
already
this
watched
show is
them.
so unique. But
Like,
I don't know, like,
I like JoJo's more than
all right, but
the
like,
rest
then what
like
is your
JoJo's.
argument? Like, is because when I think you're saying it's more popular than FGO, my interpretation is this is going to be a franchise that is going to like get their own smartphone game and it's going to do better than FGO, and there's going to be like a legion of cosplayers cosplaying.
I don't think it has that kind of staying
Yeah,
power.
that's my point. I mean, I'm sure people will watch it and be like, "Oh, this is a good show." I don't think it'll be like a
I think at
social
most,
phenomenon.
I think at most, it'll be. And this is like I said, the most. No more than
All right,
this.
next year we're counting the amount of Ragnarok cosplayers to FGO cosplayers. We'll see.
Oh, girl. First of all, you're assuming I'm gonna be able to point them out. They're like, "Oh, who's Hercules?" I'm like, "That's not Hercules. Where's his gray skin and his
Yeah,
hat?"
it's just gonna be some random muscle builder. But that's a Ragnarok
Right.
cosplay.
No, but like at the very most, I would say maybe it might be more popular, like when I feel like this, and this is just conjecture. This is not like I'm low key saying this out of my ass. It may it might be more. I'm trying not to say it because it's making me laugh
We
just
get
from
more
saying
popular than
it.
Strange Fake.
No.
I
Mm, mm,
mean, it depends what like.
like as it comes out, like as it airs. Like I was like,
Yeah, like
putting
if
them
we're
like
talking about
like it
like
might be more like as it airs, it would probably be more popular than like Babylonia, maybe.
maybe, but I don't think it's gonna like be more popular than
Yeah, so I
Fitness
don't think it's
Assault.
gonna have standing. Yeah, no standing power. Yeah, I can agree. It's gonna be something that they really like. President to and be like, man, this shit just came out. They all punch each other. Yeah, Jack the Ripper versus Hercules. Oh yeah. I'm sorry to anyone who enjoys this anime.
I hate that
Like
Drew's poisoning this anime, by the way. Now I'm not gonna
I'm not
watch it because
poisoning.
I'm more watching like this show's not as good as Fate.
No, it's well. First of all, that goes without saying. I don't. Yeah, I don't have to even watch the show. No, it's not as good as Fate, but it's good enough to get a season 2. And you're the one who chat talk. You're the one who's talking shit about it.
I'm not talking
Random.
any shit about it. I said it'd be
You literally
popular.
said, you said, I feel other anime that are random and shit that got season 2. That's like what you said, bitch.
I'm just saying.
Rewind it. Rewind the motherfucking video. You are. You all
that's
psyched
not.
now.
That's not an indication of
But you're
my thoughts
saying
on the
now
show.
you're
I haven't
now
seen the
you're
show. I can't judge it. I'm just saying that that getting a season 2 is not an indication of quality.
Ooh, y'all heard it here first. He said the show was shit. Just kidding. Oh, but yeah, no, it was just something I thought about. I was just like, because in my mind I'm like, is this what? Would this be what the Shonen boys? Would this be their version of Fate that they prefer to watch? I wonder.
Maybe.
I wonder if any of you are huge Shonen fans who like Naruto and Bleach and all them other shits, and let us know. Like, is it something you would prefer? Well, most of our viewers would probably say no. Like, I'd be shocked if anyone said yes. I
Yeah.
actually would be shocked. Damn.
Case in point.
Well, fuck that question because we already know the answer. I don't know. There's just a silly thing.
We got to go to some other unbiased channel and be like, "What are your thoughts on Ragnarok?" Poll.
Okay, that was fun. I enjoyed that conversation. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, now that we're done with our news, it's time to start with the reviews, and we're gonna start off with what I assume is going to be Vinland Saga because I don't have any chart pulled up. Yes, it is. It is Vinland Saga.
Another show like Ragnarok, actually. Good watch.
Funny enough, like Vinland Saga, it's like no one watched it when it aired.
Yeah, now everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Be like, "Yeah, Vinland Saga. It was my favorite anime of all time." Bitch, you didn't watch it.
Fakers.
We saw it first. We saw when it was airing. Posers.
Oh my god, people are really gonna think we're elitist at this point.
Yeah, probably. I'm only elitist when it comes to waifus. Don't worry about it.
Right, I'm only elitist when it comes to Naruto. So episode 2 was very interesting. It's more setup. Like we get to see what is basically the landscape when it comes to Esnar's. Is that his name? Esnar?
Is it the master?
No, the quote.
Oh, Einar.
Einar, thank you. Yeah. So now we can see Einar's new life, which happens to be existing as a slave with Thorfinn. But the slave owner is surprisingly really cool.
Wow, what a kind and nice slave owner.
Like, I mean, he's considering the time, actually, yes. Because he's like, I don't know, he's like literally just get me this farm, build a farm, make it harvest, and I'll buy the farm.
I don't trust him. I think even if they did all that, he'd just be like, "Oh well, actually, there's some more work I want you to do real quick."
That'd be incredible. First of all, to build that farm is literally, as we talked about during live watch, going to take years.
Yeah.
It's going to take years to clear all that land, and then on top of it, start a harvest. So Dot dot dot.
I did find it. Were those people working in the fields with him? Like when they showed the master chopping up all the wheat and stuff, and like
Yeah.
the girls with the water coming to get him and stuff, and they're all singing and happy and having their like song of the South moment. Were they also his slaves, or were they just like workers? In the
Probably his family.
Okay, that makes more sense
Like,
then. I'm
yeah,
like,
more likely his family.
These happy slaves just working the fields.
No, I was like those are his family helping him. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought that was a very, reasonable thing to do as someone who owns. It's like, he's not so nice that he's like, oh, I'll just let you go, but he's like, I'll make you work it off.
Yeah, you're just gonna be an indentured servant instead of
right, instead of a straight
up slave. Yeah, you're like 1 degree up from.
Yeah. So speaking of the retainers, who are low key in the same boat, kind of.
Yeah, it's like this episode did a good job of like doing this, like painting this hierarchy in the society that they're in right now, because you got the master at the top, and of course you have like his son that's like doesn't give a shit, and then you have like the retainers who are still technically working for him, but they're like they're slaves. They're not free, but they're not slaves.
I feel like they
because they own. I guess they
like,
own the land, but the land is still like, or like they work the land and profit from it, but it's still technically his. Like he's their landlord, essentially.
Exactly. So it's not slavery, but it's just like, okay, we can sleep and eat here. We just have to
work. It's slavery with extra stuff.
So yeah, that was. Yeah, and then the retainers come and make that hierarchy very clear when they eat all of Anar's and Thorfinn's food.
Mm-hmm.
They literally just let him with like a piece of bread and a piece of cheese. Like, oh my gosh. And this episode just does a good idea. Excuse me. Yeah, it shows just how Thorfinn is just completely broken, doesn't care. Just very like, like,
whatever. That lunch isn't so bad if you just think of it as like a medieval Lunchable. Get your bread, get your cheese.
But where is the ham?
Yeah, it just needs the ham
and the little candy.
The Capri Sun just needs to be like a glass of water.
Silly, they don't have glass cups.
Oh, sorry. They don't have ceramic either. Wooden bowl of water.
A wooden bowl of water. Ugh, which is kind of gross.
God, the Middle Ages suck.
Right, I'm like, that's
so
gross
glad
about it. Like, I guess you do what you have to do. And he's about to be a total Karen and tell the master about what's happening.
I want to speak to your master.
I want to speak to the master, please.
This is unacceptable labor conditions.
But then he stopped because
he got horny. Yeah, that happens. Wild. It's been known to happen. Mid angry rant, you just see a hot woman. You're like, wait a second, this is okay now.
That may have happened. No, I don't even think I was angry when it happened. But I was definitely talking when I saw a very nice looking man, and I kind of just, I was visibly stunned.
Well, like I said, they have to be. They would have to be very beautiful for me to be like, all right, well, maybe the slavery thing is okay for a little while. So
yeah, no, they would have to be. Not only would they have to be visually stunning for me, they would also have to be into me.
Yeah. And that like, woman was neither. The woman was neither. She was like a 6 out of 10. I give her the modifier for the medieval era, like you guys were saying. So it was a medieval era. So I guess she's like an 8.
That makes her 8. Right?
Yeah, I give her a +2 for Middle Ages. So I guess an 8 out of 10.
But yeah, I don't know who or what she does there. I guess she's a new slave? ?
I think she's like probably the what's the word? The concubine.
Not the concubine.
I mean, she was riding with him. Or his wife. Could just be his wife.
Could just be his wife.
One of his like his harem or something.
Are you projecting your
Only because
fantasy?
she looks young, so I don't know. I don't think she like this episode showed.
Wait,
They're
the
very
master looks young.
no. The girl looked young.
Oh, okay.
The guy looks old, so I don't think that
Right.
that's what I mean. It's like she's definitely not like his main wife. Like just like this episode showed, there's a lot of young girls who are just like we just kind of want the bag, so we're gonna fuck around.
That was so funny. So Omar, which is the master's son, he's next in line to inherit this farm. But he's like, no, I don't want to work on the farm. I want to go and kill people in war. Typical dumb young people shit.
You want to stay here and be a millionaire? No, stupid dad.
I want to go and risk my life and die in a very uninspired way. Yeah, so that scene where he goes over to a homegirl's house, I guess one of the houses on the property, on the vast estate, and is having sex with this one woman, and then you hear the parents outside being like, yes,
my daughter's fucking the boss's son.
Let's just get him pregnant, and then you start talking to the wife, and they start having like their little fantasy moment with like, yes, we can finally be happy and our future can be secured. And then he just walks out because most likely he can definitely hear them. And he's just like, oh my god, am I just like, why can't it be my own person? Oh my god, everyone just sees me as a extension of my dad. I'm like, girl, because that's all you are right now.
I just want somebody to love me for me.
I'm like, girls in middle ages. Fuck that shit. We're trying to live.
I kind of wonder, like, so this is my crackpot theory of the episode. Is he gonna roll off with Thorfinn in them? Like, at some point, I know Thorfinn's gonna have to escape. So, because he wants to be a warrior. Thorfinn's a warrior. And he's clearly getting some focus. So he's somewhat important. It's either he's gonna die in a really dumb way in this whole, but I feel like
I'm like, this is like,
but will they really dedicate this much time to him? Like they dedicated like half the episode to this idiot. Would they do that much time just to kill him off stupidly and not have him do anything? Like he's gonna do something relevant.
Yeah, but it would be like something stupid, and then that's gonna get everyone else killed.
Oh, and if he kills his dad and like takes over the farm or something.
I hope it's something like that. I don't think it will be. I don't think, he's literally too pussy to do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's too dumb. He'd miss with the sword and like stab himself or some shit.
He couldn't even
he tripped.
He tried to unsheath the sword and it wasn't coming out. I was like, oh my God.
He might kill his dad on accident. Like he's fucking around with the sword and he like flies out of his hand and just stabs his dad in the neck or something.
Yeah. Let's hope not. I'd be so afraid for the Masters family. Ugh. But something that happened with Omar, which was interesting. I was like, what's happening with that? Omar went off with two of the retainers who were drinking that night, but we didn't really see what happened to them. So it makes me wonder what's gonna happen. I think maybe that he's gonna blab a lot, maybe get drunk, maybe not, blab all his shit, and then the retainers are gonna use that information and they're gonna undermine the authority of the master. They're gonna manipulate Omar potentially into taking over. Or fucking over his dad in some way, shape, or form.
Like he's kind of like blackmailish.
Blackmail, or just there's a coup d'etat, like just straight up, well, not kill him in broad daylight, but definitely like murder him and be like, oh my god, it was an accident. Well, I guess Omar's the head honcho, and now we can all chill and be happy with the money and all that shit.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's my little theory. So yeah, we shall see. All right. Up next we have Misfits of Demon King Academy season 2, episode 3. Excuse me.
Really, that ranked? Oh wait, no, you skipped one. Did we?
Oh, no, not according to mine. Wait, hold on. Let me refresh. Oh yeah, I had to refresh.
I was like, damn, that ranked really high for no reason.
Never mind. Oh my god, where did it go?
Where did it drop to?
Where did it drop to? So up next you have Bofuri.
Yay!
Bofuri season 2, episode 2. First of all, I just want to say how I low-key could have not even watched season 1.
And you wouldn't have gotten all the nuance of what's happening in the plot, Drew.
It is literally the same thing. But I'm glad I'm almost done with season 1. I'm probably gonna skip through it because I think I saw a lot of the last arc before, so I'm probably just gonna skim through it real quick. Yeah. Maple is such a treasure.
Yes,
I get it. She is such a treasure. She's just very funny, very fun. But this episode, it was a Cosme. No, not Cosme. Excuse me. It was a Sally episode.
Yeah,
where she has to confront her fear of all things scaly.
I love that, like, they had to, like, go into the haunted house and Maple is just, like, in her fucking mech, and it's, like, clearly modeled after, like, Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil's haunted house. I'm just thinking the whole time, like, I wish I had a mech in Resident Evil 2.
Right, there's Leon.
Yeah.
Everything.
Like, fuck you, Mr. X. Boom.
Yeah, no, it was very funny. Let's see. Oh, and then she gets yet another new skill. I love how it's always just her like tripping into like broken abilities.
She got 2 broken abilities this episode, actually.
Yeah, which I was like, okay, yeah, I feel like this episode is like very rushed. It's like they literally just sped.
They are going through the levels really quick. Yeah, like they went through level 5 and level 6, and then there's like, oh yeah, level 7 is coming out next week or something. Like, damn, I wish Genshin had this much content. Get these devs on Genshin now. Because that's what this episode felt like when they're on the first level or what was it, level 5, where it was like clouds and shit.
Clouds, and she got that thing where you could sit in a throne, right? And then like
and recovers your HP or whatever.
Right. So she got that, and then even before, I don't know if it was before or after. I think it was before. Yeah, it was when she was on level 4 by herself.
Yeah, she had to fight the guy who looked like he was from Genshin, actually.
Yeah, right.
That was straight up a Genshin boss fight.
And yeah, mind you, I feel like that was like the quote unquote hardest challenge she's had so far.
I feel like he was like a hidden boss because she had to do like a dance to get to him.
Yeah, he was a hidden. You're right. He was a hidden boss. She literally confused bosses, beat him anyways, got her demon army, and then I think used a demon army
to beat the level 6 boss, level 5 boss or whatever.
Yep.
I felt bad for that fox. She just summoned a demon army and just clubbed it to death. It was like a cute Ninetales.
I'm like, ooh, don't put her in Naruto.
We had to start doing Maple Maple versus could Maple beat Goku? Could Maple beat Naruto?
I don't think she could beat Goku, but Naruto, I don't know. She's starting to stand a chance.
Yeah, can Maple tank a Spirit Bomb? I think she could.
I don't know. And Spirit Bombs, no, they don't. They don't destroy. Spirit Bombs don't destroy the whole world.
No.
Nah,
I think she can tank it. Well, isn't it
they can kill most?
Yeah, they can kill most shit.
Literally every villain. And meanwhile, every villain can just shoot a beam at the Earth and it just explodes. But somehow the Spirit Bomb, nope, can't do it.
can Goku use the Spirit Bomb in like his Super Saiyan forms, or is it something he can only do in? For some reason, I only remember him ever using it as like his base form.
No, he uses it in He usually does do it in his base form, to my knowledge. I am not Dragon Ball Z expert.
I forget what, because he did it against Super Boots or against Kid Buu, but I forgot what he was.
That's what I'm gonna say. And against Kid Buu, he definitely turned Super Saiyan.
Okay.
Yep. That's how he kills. That's how he kills Buu. That him turning Super Saiyan gives him that last extra bit of juice he needs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And that was a real side tangent from.
That was. I was like, yeah, and that's the end.
And that was the episode. Mabel beat Goku. The end.
I will say I do love the designs for each level.
Oh yeah, they look really good. That's what makes me feel bad that they're going through them so fast. But like, I wish we really spent more time on.
We just had like an episode for each one.
Literally like a montage for the episode, the 5th layer, where it's just like a song was playing and.
Oh yeah, also shout out to the montage music. It still slaps.
It was. I'm like, oh, it's pretty nice.
It's always good, even though it's the same. Even though I feel like it's the same one in season 1 over and over again. But I'm just like, oh, it sounds nice.
Mm-hmm. And I really like the concept of like a whole level that's just a horror theme. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Sally didn't care for it.
Yeah, no. Sally has bad taste. Sorry.
Oh,
I said it.
Well, Sally now has a new power. What does she do again? What's her new power again?
I forgot. Because wasn't she trying to go for like winged boots or something?
I think she was trying to, but she didn't get that. I think she had like something like it's like, yeah, like ghosts like her now or some shit. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Ghost attraction.
Yeah, that was basically the skinny of the episode. My main concern about Bofuri regarding this podcast is I'm scared that's gonna definitely be like Idoma. Kind of.
Yeah.
The only saving grace. I mean, not so much for this season, but season 1. I'm hoping to see this in season 2. Is that the action scenes really do hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're really well choreographed.
Yeah, that fight this episode was pretty good.
Wait, which one?
The one with
the first one. The first one where you fight. Yeah, that right. They have pretty good. They have at least like one good fight scene usually per episode.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. That alone is like, I'm like, okay, I guess.
I'm hoping that they do some guild stuff, like where the other characters get involved. Like, oh, we have to do a guild war. We fight the other team, and we get to actually see some like one-on-one fights and stuff.
Agreed.
I want a tournament arc. Damn it.
No, because Nicholas is gonna kill everyone.
You don't know that.
I think that's what I do. Oh, it's either she's gonna win or she's gonna lose on some silly technicality. That's it. It's one or the other. All right. Let's move on to Misfits of the Demon King Academy, season 2, episode 3. I'm at such a crossroads.
So I didn't like this episode.
I'm at such a crossroads, and that's so funny because because this episode was so funny and so stupid. It was so stupid because it's like damn it, like Oni finally got to me.
Did the tree make you realize how stupid the show is?
That whole from the moment they were like, oh no, now you must go to spirit school and learn about spirits and take a test or you'll be spirited away. By the way, the other demon kings also had to go to school and take this test. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
That's what I mean.
Like, what are we
okay, so this, like, all right, the first season was dumb, but I feel like this season is extra dumb in a nonsensical way. Like, at least the first season was
I was like,
coherent.
it never felt like this.
It was never this. Like, this is just like, this is Kindergarten.
This is Kindergarten.
It's like each episode feels completely unrelated to each other, and it's just like, what the fuck is going? At least in season 1, there was like a continuing plot that you could follow. It was like, okay, they're looking for this guy. Okay, they're still looking for this guy. Oh, they found the guy. Okay. That was like every episode they were like in a completely different country doing some, you're in spirit school, blah, oh my god, you gotta take on the test to find your godchild, da 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 da. Random girl who censors her face is here.
Right. She's like, I'm totally a character that's very important, but if you see my face, you'll obviously know who I am.
They should put that. They need to adapt that censor in like porn. That's a really good fucking. That couldn't make it.
It is a good, yeah. I did like the part where they were trying to like make jokes.
Yeah, that was good.
Like very silly jokes. The anno stick. I was like, it was wild. They were wild.
I got the anno stick.
Oh, and then shout out to Ano's just casually causing an eclipse. Like,
yeah.
He's like, no, positioning of the moon isn't that big of a deal.
I like how they even call that out to the girl. She's like, aren't you surprised that he just moved the fucking moon? Oh yeah, that was kind of sick.
She's like, nah, I kind of feel like I'm used to seeing wild shit like this. Like, oh, I can't put my finger on it.
But that's the other thing. I feel like they're overusing that joke because he did that a lot in the first season where it's just like, oh, you thought you couldn't kill me by killing me? That's not enough to kill me. But they're doing that like 10 times an episode now where Anno's just some ridiculous shit that makes no sense. And he's like, oh, of course I can do that. That's just common sense.
That's why I say I'm at the crossroads, because this episode was so hilarious and how over the top and dumb it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's to the point where just like, if it's going to keep on this level of dumb, maybe like I'm down for one anime that I will watch just to make fun of. I'm down with that. I would also be down if we replace this for Buddy Daddies. Which, by the way, I did watch the first episode before we started the podcast, and I was like, I get why people would like it, and I too also like it. Am I disappointed that they are like rubbing their straightness in my face? A little bit. Like, look, he's so straight. The way he's sleeping with a woman and had a wife and had a kid and wants this child and likes woman. Like, all right, I get it. They're straight. Like,
fine.
Fuck you. Like, that shit got me so mad. You know, I rather prefer this one. That got me upset, even though it is it's a pretty cool anime. I can't even lie. But yeah, no, I'm down to keep going with this. Oh my god! Oh, at the end of the episode. The answer is everyone cheated.
Yeah, yay! Everyone cheats. No one cheats.
Like, homeboy, which one calls it? I know it's literally used rule breaker.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
like AOE rule breaker. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Even the part where he's like reading the tests and stuff. And the guy's like, hey, you can't do that. He's cheating. He's looking at someone else's test.
Oh, we already finished this test.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's already done. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, he turned it in already.
He just blinked and all the answers.
Like, now I'm turning around on this episode because it was kind of funny. like the Steven, like the other guy's immediate response, like, teacher, he's cheating. He's cheating on his exam. I'm like, you snitch.
Right. Oh, also at the beginning where he's just like, "Oh, it's time to learn. I'll teach you how to study." He opens like 20 books, flips through all of them in 5 seconds, and just like, I remembered everything.
Yes, I finished. I've learned.
I'm just like, are you kidding?
But then Misha was like, I only read half of them.
I only read half of them. I was like, this is stupid. Oh my god, I kind of want to watch Gendo Guardian now.
This is a Gendo Guardian with a better budget.
Basically, that literally. But the lack of budget was also what made Gendo Guardian so charming.
Yeah.
Oh god, I am cautiously optimistic for next week.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
All right, up next we have Nagatoro, season 2, episode 4. So we are formally introduced into the sister, who, big shock, is very similar to Nagatoro.
Yes, kind of like Nagatoro's evolution.
Basically. I like seeing her being. I like watching her being a Nagatoro to Nagatoro.
Yeah.
Like, I always love those scenes where Nagatoro gets shat on, personally.
She gets out-trolled.
Exactly. Like, I feel like I would go as far as to say that it was calculated that she didn't tell Nagatoro that Senpai was there just so.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She can look crazy in front of Senpai.
I 100% believe that. I think everything she did was super calculated.
All right. And then she's like, "Hey, do you want pudding?" And then she's like, "Yeah, I'll take some pudding." And she's like, "Cool, I made you your pudding. Let's talk about Nagatoro." Yes, but Nagatoro stood up for herself and she was like, "Nope, gotta go." But that did not stop her. That did not stop Anitoro at all.
No, she was undeterred.
Yeah, I wonder if she was like. I wonder if she definitely was eavesdropping and decided at the perfect moment to jump in with that juice. Which, by the way, as I said during the live watch, pudding and juice is not a real combination, people.
It is. All right, so it depends on the
not.
juice. What juice do you think it was? Do you think it was like orange juice? If it's orange juice, then I agree with you. That's weird. But like fruit punch or something, that's fine.
I guess it probably was more like a fruit punch, but still, I feel like that's like so. It's like sugar on sugar on sugar. It's like,
Hey,
I feel like pudding.
Would you drink milk?
No, if I was, I would have tea.
Oh,
Because to balance out the sweet.
I have the tea and crumpets with my
no, not the crumpets with my pudding.
Why not?
I know those are cookies. So I'm just like, actually sounds kind of delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
I would do that. Maybe I would do it. I don't know. You had this. I don't know. Maybe I think that's just the thing I started doing when I got older. I was.
What about coffee and pudding? Well, they actually do have coffee pudding, so I guess that's the thing.
Right. No, that would be a good balance. Sweet and bitter, or sweet and.
Well, I put sugar in my coffee, so it'd be sweet on sweet.
I mean, I feel like you don't. How many cups are we talking about?
I mean, How
many spoons of sugar?
Like 2. Although I recently stopped putting sugar in my coffee, so it's like I just put.
Yeah, like putting one. I'm not saying it has to be completely bland, taste like shit drink. Like, not at all. You put in like a a cup. That's a cup. You put in a spoon or 2 of sugar. And that'd be fine to balance it out. But like fucking sugary ass juice with pudding, I'm just like.
Well, I don't know. This is a Japanese juice. It might be actual fruit juice.
Right. It could be really like fresh.
Yeah, it's not American fucking Nestle iced tea, pure sugar, liquid sugar with food coloring.
I would, even though I still would prefer tea, I wouldn't mind if it was like a fresh, like just like a fresh, no extra sugar added kind of juice. That would be fine.
I'm still mad that in America, we actually had companies branding juice based on the fact that it had some real fruit in it. Like, remember Juicy Juice was like 100% real juice or some shit like that.
Yep.
And that's how I found out everything wasn't real. Every other juice was not real juice.
Girl, I found that out, and guess who still was drinking it all?
I mean, yeah, it's still drinking. I'm like, oh, it's still
right.
This chemical shit still tastes better.
Right. What's Juicy Juice? I don't remember me drinking Juicy Juice a lot.
I did not drink Juicy Juice that much. Listen, anything that was remotely marketing as healthy did not taste as good as the other shit that was totally not healthy.
I don't think it was
Capri
bad.
Sun.
I don't think it was bad. And Capri Sun, I feel like Capri Sun does have some fruit juice in it, actually.
Does it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it does.
Well, look it up. It's gonna be like, actually has negative fruit juice. they go out of their way to remove the fruits.
Fruit juice it's fruit juice filtered, actually.
Yeah, we've made sure to filter it. We want that pure chemical vat taste.
Capri Sun. Does Capri Sun have real fruit juice? Created on natural ingredients, nothing artificial. Never kept. Oh, really?
What?
So this is a quote from the website. Capri Sun was created on the principles of natural ingredients and nothing artificial. That's why we're proud to say the original Capri Sun has never contained any preservatives, artificial flavors, or colors. It has always been made with fruit juice and water, containing nothing artificial. But,
why is it always clear then?
I don't know what kind of. Maybe we don't know what kind of juice is in it. Maybe it's juice from a tree that doesn't produce a color.
I guess.
So, there you go.
Man, I can't believe Lunchables was healthy all along. Giving me a well-balanced meal.
Not only pretending like, oh my god, I can never drink something with real juice. That's not the placebo effect. Who did this to you? Someone did this to you. Someone said,
marketing.
Yeah, artificial stuff is great.
Marketing. I mean, I still prefer Nestle S2 over everything else, so it's fine. And I know that's not 100% for sure. No, that's not real.
Also 100%.
Yeah, that is not real tea.
But yeah, so they enjoy their assumedly fresh 100% fruit drink with their pudding.
They enjoy their Capri Suns with their pudding.
Right, and they get caught red-handed with Nagatoro, quote unquote, about to feed Senpai pudding. She's probably just teasing him, for all we know. Let's see what else happens after that. Oh yeah, then they start playing the video games, which I think, God, this show's making me like self-insert as Senpai a lot. Because now I just want always to just, to flip the tables on Nagatoro. Like, just do like little things. Like, even as a gay man, Oni, if I could take over Senpai's body in a second, I could probably get her to like date me, probably.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Smooth Talker, Mr. I can get anyone I want.
No, specifically her, because I know her from watching this anime. It's because it's like you just lure her in enough, and then boom, and then you do something anime-esque, like you all of a sudden you just
fall on top of you.
Not even just showing, just something very shoujo-ish, like grab her hand gently and then whisper in her ear or something. Nagatoro would fall to pieces.
You forget the fact that once you do anything like that, she would immediately realize that you are not Senpai. You are some fake. faker. You've lost
Oh no,
all the
I would do it
charm
step
of
by way.
senpai.
It wouldn't be like a overnight thing, but I'm just like it would be I'd be acting, it'd be stumbling. I'd grab the hand and be
Whoa.
like yeah, it was like it's like no 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 Nagatoro-san like yeah. No, I would totally just flip it around on her, especially during the video games. Oh, that'd be the best time.
I mean,
Mm-mm-mm.
maybe.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, she's a high school girl. It's not gonna be that hard.
Wow.
Who
Underestimating
clearly,
Nagatoro.
who clearly likes senpai.
And then
So it's
I
like,
come back and see you just got trolled. You just get hardcore trolled.
baby, she can't out troll me.
Listen, she just reverts back to episode 1 Nagatoro, and instead of being cute and trolly, she just becomes an actual sadist. Like you love.
It's going one of two ways. One way I seduce her, or the other way it just becomes like troll wars, and we're just
Trolling back and forth.
Exactly. Yeah, but no, it was really cute. Even though I hated that Nagatoro keeps getting in his head. I'm like, no, I'm like, stand up, you know that meme.
Yeah. I hate that they made such a big deal about saying her first name. That was really dumb. I mean, maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know.
It's not. I know it's a cult, but I feel like that's whatchamacallit. That's they're exaggerating that.
Yeah.
I don't think I highly doubt in really Japan they make such a huge thing about knowing the name.
Well, yeah, obviously the anime they've played up.
Right. It's one thing to say the name like that, but knowing it.
But they still treat it like progression, like in their relationship. Like, I know her name now. Which was smooth of her sister to be like, oh, yes, Hayase-chan.
Right. Also, very, yes. Also very calculated. Yeah, I feel like she was just, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that was just very silly because most people know their names like once they introduce them. Like they introduce themselves with the full first and last name.
Yeah, do they not do roll call?
Right. So people mostly know, but they'll, like I said, it's one thing to just know the name. It's another thing to like use it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was, yeah, but it was an okay episode. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. What it was. Okay, up next we got Kyokou Suiri season 2, episode 3.
Yes, my episode of the week.
Yeah.
Man, this really is going to end up being the best show this
so
I'm just waiting for Vinland Saga to start getting into all the episodes. We know when it's coming,
right.
But for now, this will just keep being episode of the week.
It kind of really was, because this show, I'm like, once again, it's one of those shows that's just, it can go all over the place just based on the dialogue alone. Like the tension, or Masayuki meets Kyoko. Kotoko.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was like, what is happening? I was like, oh my god, what is happening?
This is one of the few shows where they could just talk all episode, and I'm just standing there like, oh my god, this is incredible.
Right? Oh my god, this is so great.
Cinematic masterpiece.
The drama.
The emotions. I was totally suspecting him, by the way. Like, even before she showed up and they did her whole, fake accusations, I was totally suspecting him, because I'm like, what if this whole thing was a setup and he was just using Yuki-onna as like a kind of like a cover to kill his ex-wife, and he really does just want revenge on everyone? Because the way they planted those seeds, like they did just enough planting for it to be like, your friend died. At first I was like, this is dumb. Why are the detectives after him? And they're like, well, actually, she wrote a note with your name and confessed.
First of all, let's Park over, and I want to give a special fuck you to her
Yeah.
because wow, that is so awful. Like you went out of your way to implicate your ex-husband because he was so
He was so nice. I don't trust him.
nice and to the point where you found it creepy. And I get what you mean. Like I get it. It's like it's almost like a roundabout way of like love bombing. Do you know what the term of love bombing is?
Yeah, where you like shower someone with a bunch of like affection and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It's like that. It's like some weird sense of love bombing. That's what she took it in her awful work mind because she's an awful garbage person.
Uh.
And sometimes there's a part of me that just feels like she hired someone to kill her so she can frame him. I don't know why I feel that.
I was like, well, the detective was just giving. He was like, oh, by the way, she wrote your name on her hand, and she had this letter. I was like, if I was him, my counter would just be like, all right, officer, I hear what you're saying, but you ever consider that my wife might have just been a crazy bitch? It's just making all of this.
Right.
Did you take that into your
crazy
calculation?
because she like
Does this sound like sane behavior to you?
Right. It's like they're super.
She sounds paranoid as fuck.
She sounds incredibly paranoid, even though she's the one who killed me. I'm like, of course she would be paranoid. She tried to kill me.
Yeah, like that's the other like she tried to kill me. Like, why are you taking her like thing is it's like solid word, like she's crazy.
Exactly. I never like I was like, no, all of this is incredibly circumstantial. The only thing obviously that got on him, excuse me, is the picture of him and the Yuki-onna together.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into the gag of why she kind of eventually strayed away. It was because I guess she found out. I don't know why he would say this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he would say this, but especially to his wife. Like, why would you say that to your wife that you married her because she kind of looks like the Yuki-onna who saved your life? Like, I didn't think that was gonna go down.
Yeah.
That's still not a good enough excuse for her to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
That's still not, like you could. That would have been a great reason to divorce him.
There's a lot of people, the really dumb people in his life. Like his friend, very poor decision makers. His friend's first reaction to liking the same girl is, "Let me murder him." And his wife's first reaction to "He only married me for my looks" is, "Let me murder him."
Also, the gag is, oh shit, wait. Oh, the gag is that he ended up marrying her, the friend, the girl who liked him. He ended up marrying her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's very that's very funny and ironic.
Like, there's a lot of weird things that kind of like that's why I was expecting him, because it's like there was also a scene, I forget if it was this episode or last episode, where he specifically was like talking to Yuki-onna. He was like, "Oh, we got to go to the store, but let's go to a store in the other town so that way people don't recognize." I'm like, that's kind of sus. So when they brought it up this episode, like, "Oh yeah, your wife lived in the town over," I was like, "Oh shit, did they go to the other town so he can like stalk his wife while Yuki-onna was grocery shopping or something?"
That is, I mean, both are very reasonable explanations. Like one, hey, yeah, I don't want people like seeing me with like the the ghost,
Yeah.
with the snow ghost
Mm-hmm.
all the time, because they're gonna be like, oh, is that your girlfriend? Where is she? Where does she live? What is her name?
Mm-hmm. Questions.
Exactly.
He was also on the phone with somebody like last episode where he was like talking to this girl and she was like, "Oh yes," or he was like, "I'm not your president anymore," and they never really followed up on that. So I wonder if that has, maybe this girl's like a stalker and she killed his ex for like Yandere reasons.
Oh my god, yeah, she's like, oh, I loved him so much. And
You'll
then
be
he
my
left,
kaicho forever.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
never forget you. Ooh, that could also be a reason. That could be a thing. But yeah. The whole Kotoko just putting up this whole crackpot theory. it had everyone shook, including me. Oh, I
I
felt
was
so bad
so
for
bad. Yeah, I was like,
Yuki.
oh my god, he really did
I like just watching the Yuki-onna get mind broken in real
it.
time.
Poor
I'm just like,
Yuki-onna.
no, she's trying so hard. I'm like, no, please don't make her suffer anymore. She's such a good being.
Yes. I just want Yuki-onna to be happy.
Right. And then she was like, made it all up.
Mhm.
I was like, you sick little twisted beep.
I like that her main like supporting everyone's like, oh, if you were using her, you would just gotten her pregnant by now. You would have totally made her
Right.
dependent on you.
You do. You would just had sex at this point. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Relax. Hold on. I don't like what you're trying to say. What? That's because I'm a hoe. I have to be using people. I felt called out.
Can't believe
Listen.
Kotoko's calling you out.
Right. I'm like, I'm not like that. Listen, I tell them up front what they sign up for, okay? Listen, this ride comes with instructions and expectations. Period. But yeah, no, this is ugh, that was a lot. Also, before she starts like destroying, like shredding Yuki-onna's happiness,
Mm.
that little side tangent where she talks about homeboy. I forget what his name is.
Also Yuki? Oh no, the other her boyfriend.
Yeah, her boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
Kotoko's boyfriend, and she has the little side tangent where she's like, "Ah, you should be there with me," and I got this cold bento, and I travel up the mountain. Da da da. That was pretty cute of her.
Mm-hmm. That's why she was like so angry when they first showed off. I'm like, oh my god, she angry
Right?
because she's
Eating
found
the
out the
cold.
mystery.
I'm not gonna lie. As someone who also is not like cold food, I would have been mad eating a cold tonkatsu. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ew.
As someone who doesn't mind cold food, I will say that is a bit gross though.
Exactly.
Tonkatsu specific. I don't eat fried foods cold, except well, I guess pizza, but that's more like
That I
baked.
like. That's not
Yeah, it's
fried
not like
per se.
fried.
Like it's in a yeah. It's not fried at all. You just put it in the oven.
Yeah, all right, fine.
So
I take that statement. Then I don't eat cold fried food. I feel like that defeats the purpose.
um. Yeah. No. Agreed. It's not nearly as good when it's cold at all. But yeah. No. This is just a really. God, there was so much happening this episode.
Oh my god, I just thought of something. What if Yuki-onna killed her?
With a bat?
Yeah, she had to
That
make
doesn't
it
make any
look like
sense.
a human did it.
It would actually, he could actually avoid the murder 1,000% if he like if she just froze her to death.
Well, that's the thing. It's like because
And then it's
Kotoko's like,
like,
"Oh, I
oh,
know who
how did
did
I kill
this."
her?
She's like, "I know
What?
who did." Kotoko's like, "Oh, I know who did this." And I'm like, "How would you like?" The only people you know in this scenario are these two. Like, did you investigate other people that we didn't see off screen or something? Like, there's not that many suspects.
Yeah, but they can introduce new people
I
to
guess.
do it. Maybe. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Not mad. All right. We're done. I think that wraps it up on Kyokou Suiri. Let's move on to NierAutomata version 1.1a, episode 3.
Now, do you remember what I was talking about with the guy coming out of the other guy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. First of all, shout out to one of my new favorite characters, Jackass.
Yeah, I forgot
They
about
really have a character in
Jackass.
the game called Jackass.
Yeah, I forgot about
That's
it.
so, that's so ridiculous. Um, yeah, Jackass she's really funny. All she just wants to do is dissect everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they kept some of the humor intact in the game from the game.
Agreed.
Because otherwise the show would get really depressing and really
Yeah, just be
really.
very stale. Yeah, agreed. And then we end up getting gagged by finding out that well, the humans, well, Jackass finds out that, yeah, you're not really here to help us, are you? You're
Mm-mm.
kind of like, it's just kind of like a side thing. You're just more or less here to do your own thing with here, and then some shit goes bad. we're kind of we're kind of the decoys ish. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're not. I don't understand how humans would be decoys. Like the resistance would be decoys. I don't get that train of logic.
I don't know if they mean like actual decoys, like they would literally just be like, "Quick, use them as a shield as we run away,"
Yeah,
or if they mean like politically. I think they mean literally, like just if anything happens, just we'll use these guys as fodder to I don't know
like blame
scout
the
out an
mission
area
and
or
run.
like yeah.
Right. Like, yeah, we'll use these guys to help us with
Mm-hmm.
our mission, but we're not here to help them
Right.
though. And to that point, that extent, I'm just like, oh, that's fair. So yeah, they found the they find the liaison who ends up dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh my god, how did this happen? And after getting trapped under a sand pit, um, we find the machines, and they're all a lot of them are emulating like what I assume to be porn.
Yeah, so that's one of the parts I do remember about the game.
They're all just emulating porn, which is really hysterical.
Mm. Man, they're trying to figure out how to have children.
And well, bitch, they kind of find out. They're gonna find out.
Mm.
And this is a thing. I don't know. This episode's cool because 9S is like actively trying to deny their not that, humanity is not the word. Their heightened intelligence. Like he's just like, nope, you guys are just droids with no piss. You're just commanded to do something, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though after they had that really cool fight scene where they're just like hacking, slashing everybody up, they realize he goes into some of their memory, well, run into the robots and to analyze their data, and it's like this robot has memories
Yeah,
of what I'm assuming is like a past civilization, um, which I find really cool because I'm just like, bitch, how far into the future is this again? Oh,
precisely.
it is 5012.
Yeah, a
Never
lot of time passed.
plenty enough to have a robot civilization arise and fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's happening now is that these robots are just like, oh my god, please, like please just stop killing us, stop killing us. And then I feel like they almost have like this weird trigger response the moment 9S or 2B, and I feel like funny enough, 9S is the one who's being really aggressive this episode in his attempt to reject their higher intelligence. Like I feel like he was the one, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, who was more like, let's kill them,
Yeah, he's definitely more aggressive.
which is not like 9S at all.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting. Um, but they weren't having that shit. They're like, nope, we don't want to. We really don't want to get murdered again. So yeah. With that being said, they all form together to create what I'm assuming is a new life form, a new cyber android life form.
It's like a mixture because I think 9S was like, I don't know, or one of the robots was like, I can't tell what the fuck that is.
Right. They're just like, girl, we don't know what that shit is.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they can make it by combining all their life forces. I don't even know if they're alive. I assume they just formed like some kind of cocoon to give birth to it, and now they're
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
dead. However, the life form isn't really like he's kind of just like, I've been born, but then right away they're just like, oh, gotta kill it.
Yeah. Murder immediately.
And you could tell that the robot's like, why are you like? immediately the villain, his first words are like, "Why are you shooting at me? Like, why are you
Yeah.
using violence?" And then he kind of just like, "No, don't kill me." And then he gets killed. Then he gives birth to himself? Question mark.
Yeah, something like
So
that. Like a
I
second
guess he's
version.
capable of like incredibly high speed evolution, like like at a cuckoo bananas rates. Because the second one that comes out was just like I don't even know what the hell that was made out of.
Stronger
He was just,
stuff.
right, stronger stuff. TM. He was just very strong and proceeded to blow their shit up. What power source? I don't know, but he did. And I think that's how the episode ends.
Yeah, and we're left like not knowing what the fuck's going on.
Right. I just very cool. It's like I like that this anime is making me being like, no, here's all this gray, which I'm assuming that was like the whole purpose of NierAutomata in itself, like the whole what's human, what's not, uh, what does it mean to be alive, consciousness, and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So we were starting off with the gray immediately with this higher life form who kind of just wanted to be alone, but now I'm pretty sure it feels like it's been pushed to this point where it has to defend itself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's part computer, so it's like it's just like bitch, eliminate, eliminate. So yeah. I'm interested in seeing the next episode indeed.
Same.
Um
Although we didn't cover it in the news, but this is getting indefinitely delayed for COVID reasons.
yeah, I heard about that. Some people got COVID and it's being delayed, so I don't know I guess we'll see. Was this the last episode? Or is it one more?
Yeah, I think this is the last one for a while. I
Oh,
think
shit.
maybe I don't know. No, I think
Um,
maybe the next one is episode 4. Maybe I don't know. We'll see next week. Yay!
maybe next week, yeah. All right, and last but not least, we have Tunrize episode 3.
Yes.
So I really like this. If Kyokou Suiri wasn't literally that anime,
Mm-hmm.
this would have been a strong contender for episode of the
Oh
week for
yeah,
me.
easily. I think this was like my
Yeah,
second place.
yeah, because now they did what I was hoping they would do and give more backstory to like these characters. Like I really like Endo now. I guess Kobayashi's okay or whatever. I guess she's fine. I guess she's
Yeah, she's
cool.
here protecting her man.
Um, yeah, but specifically, I really grew to like Endo because I don't know. He shows something that isn't shown a lot in anime, and just like you know, just main characters being very vulnerable.
All
You
right,
don't see
so
that.
I have mixed feelings on that one. So I do like that they gave him backstory and like I love that they're exploring his backstory and reasons and stuff.
Hmm.
However, I do feel like they went a little bit overboard with the I'm gonna kill myself because I can't play baseball, high school baseball anymore. Just saying, like it
Yeah, I don't
sucks.
think. Yeah, I don't think he was. I think he was being what's the word I'm looking for?
Facetious,
That word too.
but like, yeah, but his wording was
Teenage,
like, yeah,
teenagers
teenager
say that shit like
angst.
that all the time.
I
And
have
it's
nothing
be
to
fair.
live for.
It's gonna be like right. People will be like, "Oh my god, then my new toy has been like it's or like the PS5 I can't get anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself." Like
What can I
teenagers
live
talk like that all
for?
the time. Exactly, they talk like that all the time. Him, on the other hand, was like, hey, the dream of something I wanted to do is gone forever.
Did they say what his injury was? I feel like you can totally still be a pitcher after it heals.
I don't know. I don't know. He like fucked up something fucked up with his shoulder. Probably like something with his rotator cuff. And we don't know if it's going to heal. But obviously, for the sake of the anime, they're like, oh my god, he can't do
mysterious anime injury that's unrecoverable.
Bitch, listen. At least it's not the anime cold. Where
oh yeah, no, or you call it the common
Exactly.
cold and he just dies on the spot.
No, he just got mysterious anime affliction that stops him from doing the thing he likes.
Yeah.
Very much like, literally just like, oh my god, I almost like school days. Not school days, Clannad.
Yeah. Actually, that's what I was thinking about a lot. It was like a lot like Clannad.
Just like Clannad, exactly. That's the part. Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, just in terms of the setup, not necessarily in terms of everything else.
Right. No, I guess that's fair.
I'll take Nagisa over what's her face any day. All right, Kobayashi.
You know how I feel about Kobayashi, so so yeah, that was good. I really enjoyed that background story because now it makes me invested in all the characters, including those two. Because before they kind of just like background to me. Like I'm just like I'm like, you two, stop talking. I want to, unless it's in the video game, stop talking. So this episode we learned that basically Fiend is Lisa's sugar baby. Cause Lisa just like said, Mama, I can't have you here. If you're gonna be my friend, I can't have you looking raggedy. So we're gonna buy you everything. Like, she got besides the one, she got multiple outfits for different seasons. All these notebooks and textbooks. She said we're both having a hot girl summer, and I love that for them.
Yeah. I love the whole just dynamic that they have where it's just like she's just a tsundere, but they're like really hyper aggressive, overreactionary
tsundere. Yeah, that part. Like the whole thing with the ribbon was
yeah, like, are you trying to steal my man? No, you gave me this ribbon. Oh, right. I did.
Yeah, what? And they turn around and back on her, and they're like, "Oh, but your ribbon, oh, that looks like the princess. Oh gosh, she's so cute." And Fiend jumps in. I like how Fiend jumping in on it. She's like, "Yeah, you're so cute." I'm also still seeing slight lesbian things. I don't know.
I mean, they definitely said that this episode. You're not the only one.
I'm just like, I'm shipping them. I don't give a fuck.
Like, oh, this is definitely a Yuri thing.
Also they bumped into Leon and they're like, oh yeah, Leon seems cool, but he's actually like crazy and kind of a sadist. I'm like, okay, this about him. And then he just goes about his day.
Yeah, like, oh, my guy's like, oh, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Right. Like, oh, that's crazy. Also in this show, it's like magic is wild because it's like, hey, I can turn feathers into birds, and then he decides like I can turn a feather into a monster. Like what? What? What kind of crazy crack feathers are those? It's like, what kind of magic is in this world? Like, does the
best
bird
magic
turn back? Like, can I kill this bird and eat it? Like, we can end world hunger with this kind of magic. Hello?
Don't think too much about it.
I couldn't help it. Like, I turn a feather into a like Harry Potter. Who? Oh, I hate to see what your kill spells look like. So the other thing about this episode that's really wild was the whole scene between Belle and Fiend. And actually got some really good character development that I wasn't expecting, which is what another thing I like about the series. It's not just like, oh, these two, and then everyone else kind of just says some words and that's it. Like Belle's background story is messy. He's like, yeah, I kind of feel trapped in my engaged marriage because I don't want to fuck my cousins. Like, and I don't want to fuck me. Like, oh, it's kind of ooh. So that was interesting to find that out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Lean, and then that whole fight scene with I don't know, that weird toxic looking ass bear. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that bear.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that whole fight scene where she's getting mad and she's like, girl, I am stronger than you. And then she says something interesting where she's like, no, I don't want to see you die again. And then she's like,
Not
again.
again.
And I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
And I was like, ah.
they're
So she's a
planting the
Medium
seeds.
Plus character.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
Yep.
That is a good point. I remember the
Like,
whole thing with
New Game Plus with Chrono Trigger, so.
yeah, I remember the whole thing with Kobayashi earlier being like, I can't create new save files or play the game on my own or whatever.
Yep.
So,
Exactly. But then the story begins, and that thing ends really cute where Belle is just like, I don't know, and just professes in a very cool way. Actually, was really cool about it. He was just like, yeah, I mean, if I have to pick the girl, I guess I don't have to be lovely like you. I was like, oh, that's kind of.
If I have a girlfriend, I want her to be like you.
I was like, that's smooth.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. He went from being a nobody to being pretty cool in my book. Actually.
Exactly, which was what I was surprised by. Like, they gave him like some pretty good moments in this episode.
Even her, I didn't really care that much about her. And in this episode, when she had her little moments and stuff, where she like actually cared about him getting hurt, and she was like, "I'm stronger than you." And then also when she was running away from him, she's like, "Oh my god, am I a tsundere?" Tsundere. Totally pronouncing it that way from that one. Oh no, it's tsundere.
No, qu'est-ce que c'est un tsundere? And also that part where, like, you know, she was kind of teasing Lise about it. Like, that was also a cute moment with Bean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm overall just enjoying the whole cast, which is, I did not expect that.
Yeah, this show's growing on me.
Yeah, and then at the end of the episode, you see the older dude, not the old dude, the other dude, who's we're assuming controlling Fiend, and I don't know, he's freaking. Oh, he's getting frustrated because I think he wants to connect to other people playing the game somehow. So I guess he also wants a good ending in some way, or maybe his motives don't exactly align. You don't know.
We also got that little bit with
Mm-hmm.
Lisa a lot, where she's just kind of like being down on herself in her room, and we see that like shadow behind her.
Yeah, the Witcher yours feeding off of her.
So lots of things in motion.
Exactly. Yeah. Shout out to Orion for suggesting this. Orion, I think it was someone else. I forget who it was.
Savior?
Whoever it was who also suggested this. Thank you to just, you know, I guess say who you are.
Right? Say who you are in the comments or in Discord.
Right. But yeah, that was Tunrize, and this was the end of our podcast. So Oni, if you'd be so kind to take us away.
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the Waifu Wars podcast, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you catch all episodes as they go up every week. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party in our Discord, all linked in the description down below. You can also join us for our weekly live watches, which we have over on the Discord if you're a channel member or patron. This season we are watching Vinland Saga. I completely forgot the name of that show. Vinland Saga and Nagatoro every week, every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to join us for that, you know what to do. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Let's see. Stay warm as you can. Dress up accordingly because, baby, the rain snow Wombo combo today was not it.
Oh yeah, the slush. Not a fan. Not a fan of the slushy.
Nope, unless it's in a cup.
Yes. And on that note, get yourselves some slushies, and we'll see y'all next time. This has been Soberoni. This has been Soberoni, and
Drooby Doo.
I'll catch y'all later.
please.
Bye. Nothing better than a
Bye.
slushy on a winter day.